Welcome back to Roundtable Radio. On the show, I take your brain. Where we discuss like our opinions, we talk about what's going on in the world, just top 10 stuff like that. Really, just a free place to speak. Uh, Today, we're going to talk about I know an earlier podcast we talked about Kanye West and Drake. Just a little update in the story, give you a little background if you didn't tune into that one. There was a kind of beef going on between Kanye and Drake, to the biggest artists of our time, our decade. They're just going back and forth, throwing shots at each other in songs, like subtle shots at each other. But everybody in the world knew that they really didn't like each other. The beef, or if that's what you want to call it, could have arose from a number of things. One of them being Drake, a rumor that Drake was messing around with Kim Kardashian, which is Kanye's wife, and Drake not denying it, which kind of made Kanye upset. But that's one of the many things that went towards them not, being too fond of each other. But yeah, so right before Kanye dropped his album down to right before he dropped his album, the rivalry was heating up because Drake had an upcoming album as well. So like people were trying to see which one was going to be album of the year and stuff. So I guess they were feeding into the beef, the rivalry. Kanye actually posted Drake's address on Instagram, uh, which was kind of crazy. I mean, it wasn't too crazy though, because it's public information. It's public information where Drake is. He has a palace in Canada, a $100 million house. So I mean, but he literally dropped his locations, which I think was crazy. But hey, man, Kanye's crazy. It's one of my favorite. He just does whatever he feels like doing. But in response to that, on Drake, somehow Drake got a hold of this unreleased diss track Kanye had on him, and Drake released it on his OVO radio. He further leaked the diss track or whatever, and the diss track was, in my opinion, dang near better than any song on Drake's album. And Kanye really bodied Drake on that song, and people were confused to why Drake would want people to hear that. Why Drake would want people to hear those things, because it was really crazy. It was one of the best songs I've ever heard personally. But yeah, then Kanye went out to say in the interview, he was like, yeah, I don't understand, Drake dropped the best song of the year, and it wasn't even by him, it was by me. And, the media blew that out of proportion. Then Kanye was asked about a versus, which is this show where you put two artists and you they go hit for hit, and a judge decides who has more hits or whatever, or whose music is better, or who won the hit for hit. It's not necessarily whose music is better, but it's who won hit for hit, one artist's best hits versus another artist's best hits. But yeah, and and Kanye was just oh, I'd take that 100%. I'd be him. There's no debate about that. And that was not even too long ago. That was 3 weeks ago. But a few days ago, Kanye came out to say that he wants no problem with Drake. He wants to be cool with Drake. He wants to be friends. He wants to be cool. He wants to be cordial and nice. Not nice. That's not a good word to use. Cordial and professional, and try to create a positive relationship with Drake, being that in reality those are two of the most influential artists of our time, if not all time, and them going back and forth at each other doesn't do, and then they're turning their fan bases against each other. That's not doing anybody any justice. So Kanye actually announced, he was like, on December 9th, me and Drake are having a concert. I don't know if Drake had agreed to it at the time, but like, yeah, it was like me and Drake December 9th are throwing a concert to celebrate the two biggest albums of the year, and Certified Lover Boy, which is Drake's album, and Donda, which is Kanye's album, of course. And then that same day, Donda Deluxe dropped, which had the song that Drake leaked, but Kanye switched his verse. So it wasn't throwing shots at Drake anymore. But yeah, it had no shots thrown at Drake. It was just the same beat. He changed his verse. Still a great song, one of my favorite songs of the year. Definitely added to my playlist. But anyways, to get back on track, he put Life in Part of the song Drake leaked on his album. But you know, made it like all. And then just 2 days ago, a picture like Kanye posted a picture on Instagram of him at Drake's house standing with Drake, and I guess like they made up, and the videos on the internet were circulating of them listening to Drake's album together, listening to Kanye's album, they're listening to each other's albums and dancing around and having fun. And in my opinion, that was like much needed because those are two of my favorite artists like ever. Uh, I was probably listening to Drake first like my younger years because like I was probably too young to really understand Kanye's music, but as I like grew older, matured, Kanye really became my go-to. But overall, those are my two favorite, and I know a lot of people probably around the world probably feel the same way I do when it comes to like their favorite artists. Those two being like some two of their favorite artists. So like, and also like for future for future for future reference, like now like it's possible for them to make music together, which like in my opinion it would just be amazing. Like imagine a collab album between Drake and Kanye. First of all, selling wise, like that's gonna be like one of the biggest albums ever. Like with by the numbers, because who's not gonna listen? Like everybody, I feel like everybody in the world who has a phone knows who either Drake or Kanye is. Like there's no way that you don't know. So like who's not gonna tune into that? And also like I just feel like the rap and hip hop community just wins because like there's so much, and even outside of rap, like in any field, like even basketball, like any field where like everything's opinion based, and like it's hard to have like be objectively right. It causes division and like separation. If like everybody could just come together, I feel like everything would just be so much better. Like because I still think everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but at the same time, it's like I don't think you should not like somebody or like not like. I don't think you should not like somebody because somebody else thinks that they're better than the person you like. If that makes sense. So let me give an example. Like I don't want. I think it's bad that people hate on Kanye for the sole reason that Drake's their favorite artist, and vice versa. I think it's bad that people hate on Drake because Kanye is their favorite artist. Because I feel like objectively they both make enjoyable music. I don't even think that's subjective. Like I feel like there's one Kanye song that I feel like everybody had that everybody likes, and I feel like there's at least one Drake song that everybody finds enjoyable. But yeah, like I'm so happy that they like made up and are like moved on, and I hope like this brings us new music with them together. That would be ideal. But yeah, man, moral of the story from like my point of view is just like I mean you're entitled to your own opinions, but I feel like disliking somebody for what they believe, for like what they think, or disliking somebody because you like somebody else better, Like I just don't think that's like a mature right thing to do. But yeah, thank you for tuning in for Roundtable Radio. You're listening to Breylan Thompson, and I'm signing out.